I'm a Vergecast listener, and when I saw the word Evernote in the title of one of the upcoming episodes, it was pretty cool. It felt like going back many years when Evernote was on the news all the time. Now, even if you are not an Evernote user or a fan, I think you should listen to this one. David Pierce asked some pretty interesting questions, and Federico provided very good insights when answering them. My plan today is share my thoughts about some of the topics they discussed, and I'd like to start with the 5% problem. I remember many CEOs in the past talking about what they refer to the my Evernote problem. Everyone has a perfect Evernote in mind, and it's impossible to create that perfect Evernote for each user. But Federico put it in a completely different way. I think it's the same problem, but the way he phrased it, in fact, someone told him that it's the 5% problem. It refers to the fact that every feature is used by at least 5% of the people. This is such a great way of putting it. It makes it so much more tangible. And keep in mind that this is not a real number. It's just a way of putting it, but it's so good. You can understand the problem there. And it's also a great title for this video. I can't even imagine the thumbnail. Okay, talking about customers, this was one of the topics. Federico is constantly sharing his thoughts on Twitter and asking our opinion, and they talk, banning spams in general, or the Evernote team in general talks a lot about interviewing customers, and he talks about this on the podcast, and he says that the people that he discussed Evernote with perceive Evernote as a personal note-taking app. In that for a moment, because there's another thing that he says about the customers. In fact, the current customers. He says that they are focusing on the ones that already use Evernote when they are thinking about new features or improving the current ones. And he also says that there are so many of them. I like that. Now let's think about these two pieces of information. First, the focus on current customers, and then customers seeing Evernote as a personal note-taking app. If we go back and remember everything that was released, most of it, almost everything was related to note-taking. If we exclude tasks, because even the change made to the mobile client, they were there. They were doing that because they wanted to have a better experience, make people have a better experience when using the mobile client to take notes. So yes, when I listened to it and I thought about everything that was released, yes, almost everything is related to note taking. And I think that's good, because when you have a focus, when you know what you want to do, is the product will become so much better. And he talks about the customers all the time, how he wants to make it a good product for the current customers. And I think that's really important. And they talk about, at the end, they talk about the price increase and how that affected the balance of the people using Evernote for free and people paying for Evernote. There's a lot of good insight there too. I think you should listen to that episode. But that's one thing I've talked about here and wrote articles about. It's really hard for a company to keep a large free base of users. That has a cost. And usually the ones paying for that are either investors or the current customers. So in a way, I understand what happened, but I also can relate to the feeling of people who were using Evernote for free. But there are many options out there, so I explore so many options here. You can move to a different app if free is what you're looking for. And even when he talks about collaboration, which is something they are working on, it's collaboration related to note taking, not everything on the app. Again, that's so important because they are focusing on note taking. I love that. Imagine adding all these new features and creating more of that 5% problem. Who needs that? But Evernote has all these other features. Many of them I love, I use all the time. And he thinks that a way to fix that is by allowing customization. And that's what we are seeing. I just published a video recently about customizing the menu, the options that we have on the sidebar. So, and I also believe on that, because then I can create, like I showed in that video, we can create this perfect Evernote for each one of us. So the more they add customization options to the app, I believe the more it's going to be better for all of us. Of course, like Dave Pierce pointed out, a lot of people, most of the people don't touch those configurations. And I believe that's true. I also believe that. But the fact that it is there, it's something that, for example, people like me can teach to other people. I can share videos about it. And people who are, I don't know, heavy users who love to customize everything, tweak everything, they always know where to find those options. Then there is the conversation about AI, which I relate to. I think that I've been talking about this here on the channel and also on my articles. I believe that we'll get to a moment where organizing will be a waste of time or a pleasure. I believe that some people love and will still do it for fun in the future when there's no need for that anymore. And I think we'll get there someday, because if you add all that information to Evernote, I've been doing some tests and ask Evernote for the answers. In many situations, it is providing the correct answer, and I don't need to organize the notes. It is there. The AI is finding information and providing. So I think that sometimes we waste too much energy organizing when there are so many easier ways to find that information, because the goal is to find, to have the information. The goal is not to organize. Sometimes it is. Some people like to organize, right? I like to do it too. I have fun doing too. But if you are only thinking about time that you are using, energy that you are spending, the goal is to find. And if AI can find it, and if I don't have to do anything, just dump everything into Evernote and ask AI, I think that's a really good place to be. And talking about a good place to be, he mentions the quick switcher, the Command J. I guess it's Control Q on Windows. This is my preferred feature on Evernote. If you never tried it, just go to your computer, Command J on your Mac and Control Q on Windows. This will pop up a window. This is the quick switcher. There are some videos here on the channel where I show the quick switcher. Just type the name of a note, notebook, or stack, tag. It will appear there, and you can jump to that item very fast. And Federico talks about improving the quick switcher, adding new functionality to the quick switcher. Again, this is more advanced functionality, but it's cool for people who love those things, and it's not gonna make the lives of people that don't use those things harder. I really like this path of adding these new features and adding the two existing features and adding this customization layer to everything. Okay, that's it for this one. Go watch, not watch, listen to that episode. It's a pretty cool one. Thanks for watching this one. See you soon.